Thank you for joining us on WION, Major Janjua.
Thank you very much for having me on the show, please.
Now, Major Janjua, Pakistan has responded to Afghanistan's firing. Talk to us more about the response that has come out of Islamabad, with the Pakistan military saying that it thwarted the infiltration and killed 13 TTP and Afghan Taliban soldiers.
Yeah, that's correct. Yesterday, early morning of yesterday, there was an attempt by the Afghan Taliban and the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan terrorists to infiltrate into Pakistan and launch an attack on the Pakistani posts, military posts. Pakistan in the past has been exercising restraint and cautioning the Afghan government, the interim Afghan government, to control their areas and do not allow its soil to be used for operations against Pakistan. However, the Kabul government, or the government sitting in Kabul, seems to be unable or incapable of controlling all areas it's under its control, and there are factions close to Pakistan border where the tribal warlords are in control and sometimes do not really see eye to eye with the Kabul government, and that's where they provide sanctuaries to the Taliban or the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan terrorists, and that's where the problem has been. If I can put the things on record. Only in 2024 alone, Pakistan has lost 940 plus, or well, precisely 942 precious lives, including most of them actually were security personnel. So that's a large number for a single year. And this has all been going on because of the incursions by the Taliban or the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, and Pakistan government has been exercising restraint, cautioning them, but off late we have decided to go on the offensive because otherwise they are not listening and they are not coming to terms. So we have had to take action, and we knew once we take action, there is going to be some sort of limited scale retaliation, which you saw yesterday, but we repulsed that attack and we killed 13 of them. So we are continuing to going to do that in order to secure our borders.
Right, Major Janjua, like you mentioned, that Pakistan government has been exercising restraint, and in the latest press conference, the Director General of Pakistan's Inter-Services Public Relations has echoed similar sentiments like what you said. He said that Pakistan remains resolute in eliminating TTP hideouts. What more retaliatory action can we expect from Pakistan as of now? Because there has been no response from the Taliban as of yet.
Look, we've said in the past, and we've exercised that right. If there are any attacks on Pakistan from the Afghan soil, we reserve the right to respond to them, and we have done that in the recent days. We bombed the hideouts of the Taliban or the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan where they were hiding. So we are not going to leave any stone unturned to reduce that menace if it takes whatever amount of action that requires. Of course, if they try to come into the country, cross the border, they will meet the fate they did yesterday. And as yesterday, what we did, even the Afghan Taliban posts were left unattended afterwards because we shelled them. We used artillery fire, and we made sure that any miscreants crossing over from that side, they will be taken to task, and that's what is our right, and we will continue to do so.
Right. Brings me to my last question. Talk to us about the security challenges in the region with worsening ties between Pakistan and Afghanistan at this point of time.
Well, I'm sure there are some foreign powers who are interested that the Pakistan's western border with Afghanistan remains fragile and uneasy. So there is a lot of international influence in this security situation worsening on the western side. And we understand that, and we know who are all behind it. And we are well in control, and that's why we have been taking these miscreants to task, and that will continue to be the case. Obviously, it does put a lot of pressure, an extra layer of pressure on the Pakistani forces when we have to deal with the western border as well. But we are prepared, we are capable to do that, and we are fully geared up to do that, and we're continuing to monitor the situation, and as and when required, we give a response which is befitting to the situation.
Right. Amir Janjua also talked to us about how hot the border is right now and how it impacts relationship between both the countries.
Well, there's no, there's not an ongoing war going on all across the border. There are small infiltration because, as you know, they are not a regular military. These are terrorists who organize themselves in pockets and packets of resistance where they find sanctuaries inside Afghanistan, close to the Pakistan-Afghan border. So it's not that the entire border is hot. But we are vigilant. Yes, they do attempt sometimes. There have been attacks in Balochistan, Yob, for example, in the last year or in the earlier this year and last year. Other areas in Balochistan and KPK, which are both are provinces of KPK and Balochistan, are bordering Afghanistan. So it's a very large extent or frontage of border with Afghanistan that has to be manned and managed, which we are doing so. But having said that, there are no particular hotspots, you might say. Here and there are some areas where something happens, so we take care of that.
Right, Amir Janjua, thank you so much for joining us on Beyond with your insights.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.